so much for joining me for this quick, tight hamstrings flow. For this class, you might need 2 blocks, a yoga belt, a yoga strap, or anything that you can think of to replace it. When you're ready, just go ahead and meet me on the mat. Alright, so when you guys are ready, you can go ahead and grab your blocks, place them towards the top of your mat on each side. And on your next exhalation, slowly make your way onto your back. You can keep your yoga belt here by your side. You're gonna come in and laying on back position. When you're here right away, we can bring the legs up on top of you. Arms are simply gonna lay on each side. When you're here, just focusing on trying to keep the legs as straight as possible. We're keeping the feet flexed. I'll invite you to close your eyes if you haven't already done so. Starting to bring your focus and awareness inward. Activating your Ujjayi breath, so inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Always trying to make every inhalation and exhalation as equal as possible. You can take this moment to also set an intention if you want for practice for a day. Next inhalation, we're going to bend into our right leg, interlace your finger, grabbing onto our right leg, extending our left leg right in front of us. When we're here, both feet are flexed. We're trying to bring that right knee to our right armpit while keeping our spine glued to the mat. Hips are squared towards the front of the mat here. Always using every exhalation to help you create more space. Release any tension. Next inhalation, slowly we're going to release. Arms are going to come by your side. Option to point or flex the feet. We're going to inhale, lower that right leg down. Palms are going to be facing down. Exhale, kick up. Inhale, down and up. Down and up. 2 more. Down and up. Last one. Down and up. Next exhalation, simply lower that right leg down, bringing your left thigh into your chest, clasping your fingers around that left leg, trying to bring your left knee now close to that left armpit. We're keeping our spine glued to the mat, focusing on our breath. Next inhalation, slowly release both arms by your side. We're going to straighten that top left leg, maybe point or flex the feet, palms are facing down. We're going to inhale, tap it down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up, down and up. 2 more, down and up. Last one and up. Next exhalation, bringing both knees and thighs into your chest, maybe clasping your arms here around your legs, taking some movements from side to side. On your next inhalation, we're going to start to rock forward and back, forward and back. Slowly on our next exhalation, planting the feet down. Hands are going to come forward, maybe on your blocks if you're a little bit more tight. Feet are together here. We're shifting the weight forward towards the tip of the toes. Legs are straight. Inhale, straighten your spine. Shoulders are away from your ears. On your next exhalation, we're going to bend into our left leg, keeping that right leg straight. We're going to let ourselves fold and melt onto that right leg. If we need, we can bring the blocks on each side. The most important part here is that we're focusing on alignment, so keeping the spine as straight as we can, shifting that weight towards the tip of the toes. Using your exhalation, so always ensuring that you're not holding on to your breath, being mindful, helping you create space with every exhalation. Next inhalation, plant your hands down on the mat or on the blocks. Come back to your straight back. Both legs are straight. On your next exhalation, we're going to switch sides. So bending into the right leg, slowly letting yourself melt onto the left. Again, we're shifting the weight towards the tip of the toes, trying to keep those shoulders down and away from your ears. Next inhalation, plant the hands down on your blocks. Again, come back to your straight back. On your next exhalation, we're going to take our first forward fold of the day. So you have the option to always keep a slight bend in the knees if you feel a little bit more tight. And hold on here to opposite elbow. Maybe you want to take movements here. Choosing whatever variation that feels best for you today. Next inhalation, plant your hands down on your blocks. So coming back to your straight back. On your next exhalation, plant the hands down. Simply step it back for your first downward facing dog. When we're here, we're making sure that we're taking enough space on the mat. If you need to take a few paddle in the legs, if you have really tight hamstrings, I'll suggest you keep a slight bend in the knees. The heels are lifted. Make sure that you're pressing the floor to bring your chest towards your thighs. Tailbone is lifting up. You're looking towards the belly button. You're wrapping your armpits and arms around and in, kind of imagining that your armpits here are looking at each other. At some point, maybe try and find some stillness in the shape. Staying here for 2 more full breaths. Next inhalation, we're going to start with our spinal wave. So inhale, bring your chin to your chest, roll forward to your high plank. When shoulders over us, we're going to exhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze, bending the knees as much as you need. Slowly let your hips glide you all the way back to your downward facing dog. Again, inhale to roll forward. Exhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, bend the knees as much as you need. Hips glide you all the way back. Last one, inhale, roll forward to your high plank. Exhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. When you make it back, slowly let that right leg come up for your 3-legged dog, ensuring your hips are squared towards the top of the mat. Leg is as straight as you can. It doesn't matter how high it is. It's all about alignment. On your next inhalation, tap those right toes down. Exhale, kick it up, down, and up. 3 more, down, and up, down, and up. Last one, down, keep it up. Next inhalation, lift your left heel off the mat. Bring that right thigh into your chest. Exhale, foot comes down, arms come up for your high lunge. Take a moment here, finding your balance. Next exhalation, lower that back knee down, making your way into your low lunge. When you're here, maybe hands come on your blocks by your side. So you're keeping your hands underneath your shoulders. You're never here. You're keeping those shoulder stacks over your hips. If you find yourself here, you can always bring your hands onto your lower back. With your exhalation, slowly pressing the hips forward and down, allowing you to maybe sink a little deeper in the stretch. Next inhalation, both arms come up. On your next exhalation, only the right fingertips come down by your side or on your blocks. Taking your side bend here. We're reaching up and overhead with that left arm, keeping your arm as straight as you can. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, maybe hands come on your blocks or by your side. Shift those hips back. Straighten your front leg, flex your front foot, spine is straight and long. Inhale, shoulders are down and away from your ears. On your exhale, slowly gonna let ourselves melt. Next inhalation, draw your chin in to your chest. Come back to your straight back. We're gonna do 2 more like this. Exhale, maybe melt. Inhale, draw your chin in. Come back to your straight back. And exhale. This time we're gonna hold it. So choosing whatever option, if you need the blocks, if you don't need the blocks. Try and look forward like you're gonna kiss your toes to help you keep that spine straight. Use your exhalation here. Next inhalation, press those hands down on your blocks. Shift the hips forward. Coming back here into your low lunge, arms come up. Next inhalation, tuck the back toes, lift it up for your high lunge. Here we're gonna inhale, cactus the arm, puff the heart forward to standing balance, keeping a slight bend in that left leg. Beautiful. Take a full breath here. Next exhalation, slowly place your left foot down, making your way into your chair. Take a full breath. Next inhalation, plant those hands down, straighten both legs. Slowly let yourself melt forward. Whatever variation of forward fold, if you still want to hold opposite elbows, you can do so. If you want to grab the back of the heels or the big toes. Only choosing a variation where you can focus on keeping the proper alignment. That's how you're going to see progress. Shift the weight towards the tip of the toes. Next inhalation, slowly plant the hands down, come back to your straight back. On your next exhalation, you can walk your feet hips distance if they weren't already. You're gonna wrap your right forearm behind your right leg, placing that left hand in front of you, not in front of your foot, more towards this side. On your next exhalation, slowly kick that left leg up, making your way into your standing split. If you don't feel comfortable keeping your hand wrapped behind your leg, it's all about practice. So you can have your leg here, that's totally fine. You're just trying to keep your belly to thigh. But if you're still too scared, you can still place the hands forward, help you practice the feeling here. Next inhalation, plant both hands down, lower a bit your left leg so it's more parallel to the floor. On your next exhalation, we're going to bend into that front leg, lower your left foot behind you so it's at a 45-degree angle. We're going to inhale, straighten both legs, reverse triangle, so right arm straight up and overhead to side bend here. Next exhalation, we're going to dive forward, so right and left hand comes beside your right foot. Here, maybe you place your hands again on your blocks. We're going to inhale, straight back. Maybe you'll need to adjust so that your feet are pointing a little bit less towards the outside. Exhale, slowly let yourself melt. 2 more like this. Inhale, draw your chin in, straight back. Exhale, let yourself melt. Last one, inhale, straight back. Exhale, slowly melt. When we're here, we're just gonna hold it. So if you need your blocks, use your blocks. Making sure your spine is straight. It's totally fine if you stay here the whole time. When you feel sensation, that's when you should stop, not when you feel pain. You should never feel any pain. Next inhalation, plant the hands down on your blocks, come back to your straight back. With your left hand, we're going to slowly glide yourself towards the back edge of the mat, prepping yourself for a wide leg fold. So when you're here, toes are pointing in, heels are pointing out. You can use your blocks. If you have your blocks in front of you, want you to make sure that you're wrapping those arms around and in. So when we're here, inhale, straight back. Exhale, we're going to let it melt. But again, we're going to take 2 more waves. So inhale, straight back. Exhale, let it melt. Last one, inhale, straight back. Exhale, we're going to let it melt. So if you use your block, just make sure you're wrapping those arms around and in. You can grab the back of the heels or the big toes. If you're grabbing onto your feet, just make sure you're using your arm strength, so bending into the arms. Kind of imagining that you're going to bring the crown of the head one day down onto the floor. Always shifting the weight forward. If you feel really, really tight, you can always take a wider stance. Use your exhalation here. Next inhalation, plant your hands down on your blocks. Come back to your straight back. On your next exhalation, we're going to shift the weight forward. Come back to our high lunge. Beautiful. Next inhalation, straighten both arms by your side. Straighten that front leg. Squeeze the legs together with your exhale. Keep that spine straight and long. Shoulders are down and away from your ears. Slowly letting yourself melt into that front leg. When you're here, maybe you need your blocks. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, slowly let it melt. Again, keeping your spine straight. Both legs should be straight, so if you need to use the highest height and stay here, that's totally fine. Not comparing yourself to others. We all start somewhere. Next inhalation, plant the hands down on your blocks, come back to your shoot back. With your exhalation, maybe you'll need to keep a slight bend into your right leg. You're gonna try and slowly kick that right leg back and up. Inhale, slowly lower it down, making your way back to that downward facing dog. When you're here, you can take a little movement. You're gonna stay here for 2 full breaths, taking the time to reconnect with your breath, your body, this new shape. Next inhalation, again with our spinal waves. Inhale to roll forward to your high plank. Exhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, let your hips glide you all the way back. Again, inhale, drawing your chin in, really round into the back of the heart. Exhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. Head is the last thing to come down. Last one, inhale to roll forward. Exhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. When you make it back, slowly let that left leg come up. 3-legged dog. When you're here on your next inhalation, tap those left toes down. Exhale, kick it up, down, and up, down, and up. 2 more, down, up, down, up. Keep it up. Inhale, lift your right heel off the mat, curling that left thigh in. Exhale, foot comes down, arms come up, high lunge. Next exhalation, lower that back knee down, prepping yourself here for that low lunge. Again, when you're here, maybe grabbing onto your blocks, hands are underneath your shoulders, by your side, focusing on alignment. You're not here, letting your hips sink down. Next inhalation, both arms come up. Exhale, slowly let your left fingertips come down by your side or on your blocks. We're gonna take your side bend, so really extend with your right arm to help you. Still letting the hips sink down. So we're not here, we're letting the hips sink. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, slowly, maybe place your hands on your blocks. Shift the hips back, straighten your front leg. Spine is straight and long, shoulders are down and away from your ears. Exhale, maybe melt. 2 more flows like this. Inhale, draw the chin in, straight back. Exhale, maybe melt. Last one. Inhale, curl your chin into your chest. Straight back, shoulders are down and away from your ears. On your exhale this time, finding comfort in the shape, using the blocks if you need. You're gonna hold it for a bit longer. Again, you can tip here to look at your toes like you're gonna kiss your toes one day. Helping you keep that spine straight. Next inhalation, plant your hands down on your blocks, straight back. Exhale, shift the hips forward. Arms come up, high lunge. Next inhalation, tuck the back toes, lift it up. Next inhalation, cactus the arms, sway towards the top of the mat for your standing balance. It's beautiful. Exhale, foot comes down, sitting down into your chair. Next inhalation, plant the hands down, straighten both legs on your exhale. Slowly let yourself right away melt into whatever variation of forward fold you want to do today. Focusing on shifting that weight forward, trusting your body. Inhale, plant your hands down on your blocks, come back to your straight back. On your exhale again, maybe we're walking the feet hips distance. We're gonna wrap our forearm behind that left leg, placing your right hand not totally in front of the foot, but a lot more forward towards the side. You're trying to keep that belly connection, belly-thigh connection, or you can also place both hands in front of you. Next exhalation, you're shifting the weight forward, straightening that right leg as much as you can, lifting it up, 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 keeping it straight, squeezing the glutes together. Next exhalation, slowly plant both hands forward, maybe your hands are on blocks. Lower a little bit your right leg so it's more parallel to the mat. On your exhalation, bend into the front leg so that you can slowly lower that right foot behind. Make sure both heels are in line. On your next inhalation, we're going to straighten both legs to reverse triangle, reaching up and overhead with the left arm. Exhale, slowly diving it forward, so left arm comes down right hand comes down. When you're here, maybe you'll need to adjust your feet. So here, grabbing maybe your blocks. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, let it melt. 2 more. Inhale, draw the chin in. Straight back. Shoulders are down and away. Exhale, let it melt. Last one. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, let it melt. We're going to hold it here. You need your blocks. Use your blocks. Spine is as straight as you can. Using your exhalation here to help you release that tension. Find comfort in each postures. Inhale, plant those hands down, come back to your straight back. With your exhalation, you're gonna let your right hand this time glide you towards the back edge of the mat, prepping yourself for your wide leg fold. So when you're here, toes are in, heels are out. You have the option to repeat the same exact thing that we did before. On your next inhalation, we're gonna clasp the hands behind our back. Straighten your spine. On your exhale, you're slowly gonna dive forward, letting your arms fall behind your head. Again, when you're here, you're shifting the weight towards the tip of the toes, focusing on your breath. Using your exhalation, trusting your body. If you're really scared, you can also place blocks in front of you to so that you can place your hands on your blocks if you're scared. Next inhalation, come back to your straight back. Exhale, plant those hands down or on your blocks. We're gonna inhale slowly, shift the weight forward, back into our high lunge, arms come up. On your next inhalation, straighten your arms by your sides, straighten the front legs, glutes are squeezing together. Inhale slowly, spine is straight, shoulders are down. Slowly letting yourself melt onto that front thigh. When you're here, maybe hands come in blocks. Straight back, exhale, simply let it melt. Making sure both legs are straight here, using whatever height of blocks that you need today. Next inhalation, plant the hands down on your blocks, coming back to your straight back. On your next exhalation, again, maybe keep a bend in that front leg. Slowly kick that left foot back and up, three-legged dog. Next inhalation, place it back down, making your way back to that down dog. When you're here, simply taking a full breath to settle in the shape. On your next inhalation, we're going to walk the feet mat distance, and we're going to shorten our down dog a little bit so you can walk your hands a little closer to your feet. We're going to take a big inhale with your left hand. Going to try and grab onto your right ankle, looking up and over that right shoulder. Focusing on your breath here, each exhalation to help you create space. Next inhalation, plant that left hand down. On your exhale, you're going to grab your left ankle with your right hand this time, looking up and over that left shoulder. Next inhalation, slowly plant that right hand back down. On your exhale, you're going to walk your hands closer to your feet so you can sit your bum all the way down. When you're here, right away, we're going to straighten our left leg in front of us, placing the inside of your right foot inside your left thigh. When you're here, you can always grab your yoga belt, your yoga strap, kind of loop it underneath your foot to help you keep that spine straight. So shoulders in down, because we have a tendency to do this in the beginning. So this is a wonderful tool. So whatever variation that you want to take today, inhale, arms come up, shoulders are down and away from your ears, spine is straight and long. On your exhale, slowly try and let yourself melt on top of that left leg. Using your exhalation, focusing on keeping that spine straight. So maybe using the yoga belt if you need. Next inhalation, slowly curl your chin into your chest, one vertebrae at a time. Slowly lift yourself back up. When you're here, we're gonna wrap our arm into your left leg, bringing the right foot more towards the left butt cheek. When you're here, what we're gonna do is inhale, fold it in. So you wanna make sure your thigh is glued to your chest. Maybe you're gonna use your yoga belt if you feel more comfortable with that. With your exhalation, it's probably possible. I'm gonna ask you to straighten that your leg is gonna lower here or here. The only important part is that with every inhalation, you bring back the contact of chest and belly to thigh. So whenever you're ready, inhale, spine is straight and long. Exhale, straight. Inhale, down. Exhale, straight. Inhale, down. Exhale, straighten. Last one, down. And then we're going to hold it here for 5. Use your exhalation for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, you can release that left leg in front of you, and we're going to switch sides. So you can straighten your right leg. We're going to bring the left foot inside that right thigh. Make sure both feet are flexed. If you used your yoga belt before, you can use it again. We're going to inhale, arms come up, shoulders are down and away from your ears. Spine is straight and long. Exhale, slowly try and let yourself melt forward to that front leg. Making sure you're focusing on your breath, using your exhalations here. Never holding onto your breath. If you hold your breath, you're just making everything harder for yourself. So make sure you're using your exhalation. Inhale, plant those fingers down. Slowly bring your chin to your chest, vertebrae per vertebrae. Slowly come back up. On your next exhalation, we're going to bring this time our right thigh in. Can I wrap your arm towards the side? You're going to bring that left foot closer to your right butt cheek. Make sure your spine is straight and long. We're going to inhale, exhale, straight. Inhale, exhale, straight. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, exhale. We're going to hold it here for 5. Find your center for 4. Use your exhalation. 2 and 1. On your next exhalation, slowly lower that right leg in front of you. You can also straighten your left leg. Now we're here. Both feet are flexed, legs are straight. Again, you can use your strap, loop it underneath your feet or not. We're going to inhale, arms come up, shoulders are down and away from your ears. Exhale, slowly let yourself melt forward. Again, making sure you're keeping your spine straight and long. Using those exhalations to help you find comfort. Next inhalation, slowly plant the hands down, bring your chin to your chest, vertebrae per vertebrae, slowly coming back to a neutral straight spine. On your next exhalation, slowly gonna straighten that left leg by your side, making your way into your little pancake fold. When we're here, we're bringing our legs as wide as we can, as wide as their flexibility allows you to today. We're gonna inhale, place your fingers in front of you. Start with our little pelvic tilt. So you're going to inhale, pop your hips forward, pressing your bum back. And inhale, roll it in. So really exaggerating. So exhale, rock it forward. Pressing the pelvis forward, hips and bum is pressing back. Inhale, curl it in. Last one. Exhale, rock it forward. When you're here, slowly planting your hands down, keeping your shoulders down and away from your ears. And slowly on your next exhalation, maybe you melt onto the forearms. You can always use your blocks too to help you if you're here or here. The important part is, I'll show you from this side, that you're keeping that spine straight. So we're avoiding this at all costs. So even if for you, the beginning is just placing your hands behind your back to help you press the pelvis forward, keep that spine straight, I'd suggest you stay here. But if you feel comfortable again, then slowly let yourself melt forward. Using your exhalation here to help you find more space. Next inhalation, slowly plant the hands down with your exhalation. Slowly walk yourself back up to a neutral spine. When you're here, bring your legs together. Take a little movement from side to side. On your next exhalation, we're slowly going to make our way onto your back. So when you're here, right away, you can bring your thighs to your chest. You can take some movements from side to side. On your next exhalation, we're gonna release both hands by our sides, straighten the legs in top of you. You're gonna slowly start by stacking the right ankle on top of the left knee, bending into the left leg. Inhale, interlace those arms underneath that left thigh. With your exhalation, we're slowly gonna try and bring your thigh as close to your chest as you can without lifting your back off the mat. So you're keeping your back and spine glued to the mat, focusing on your breath. Both feet are flexed here. Maybe you take movements from side to side. Maybe you take some rotation with that left ankle. Next inhalation, slowly release both arms by your side. With your exhalation, we're going to try and stack our right leg a lot more on top of the left. Keeping your feet flexed here, you have the first option. We're going to try and grab our feet from under here. So first option is we're trying to bring our heel to our bum. With your next exhalation, if this is easy and you keep the whole spine glued to the mat, you're going to try and bring your thighs to your chest. If this is really easy, again, spine must be glued to the mat before we move on. You're going to exhale, try and walk your arms out by your side. You're pressing your arms down. So your arms are glued to the floor. They're not lifted like this. If you're like this, it's because you've went too far. So use your exhalation here. This is a wonderful stretch to work little parts of our legs, our hamstrings that we don't necessarily work a lot on. Next inhalation, slowly release, both legs come back up on top of you. With your exhalation right away, we're going to stack that left ankle on top of the right knee. Inhale, interlace your arms underneath that right thigh. Exhale, bending into your right leg. Make sure both feet are flexed with your next inhalation. Trying to bring your right thigh close to your chest. Focusing on your breath. Your next inhalation, maybe take little circles with that right ankle. Focusing on your breath again. On your next inhalation, slowly we're going to release. Both arms are going to come by your side. You're going to exhale, try and stack that left leg a lot more on top of the right. Again, we're grabbing the feet from the bottom, so from underneath. With your exhalation, first thing, we're keeping the feet flexed, trying to bring the heels to your bum. Back is glued to the mat. This is easy. Thighs come to your chest. This is easy. Slowly start to walk your feet out, like in a little T shape. Focusing on your exhalation, keeping those arms glued to the floor. Next inhalation, slowly release. Both legs come straight up on top of you. With your exhalation, we're going to grab the feet from the outside, pressing the feet down, taking your happy baby here. You want to make sure your ankles are stacked over your knees. Maybe you take movements again from side to side. If you're flexible or want to try, you can also practice straightening the legs. Only if you can keep the spine glued to the mat, you're pressing the feet down towards the floor. Next inhalation, slowly bring your thighs back in. With your exhalation, straighten the legs in front of you, arms come by your side, prepping yourself here for Shavasana. I'm going to take this moment, as always, in Shavasana to really integrate everything that we just worked on. Truly hope that you enjoyed this quick, tight hamstrings flow and that you have a beautiful day. Namaste.